Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I am Joe Prisco. I am joined by Jada O'Mally from our Blue Devils volleyball team. So Jada, how are you doing today?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing very well. It's great to have the students back on campus. And as always, there's renewed and fresh energy whenever the students come back. And I am very happy to have you all back right now. So
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
so first off, we're going to get into how did your online classes and your finals end up going last year for you?
It went really well. It was a bit of a transition from, having to move all our stuff and still having finals to do. But other than that, it went really well, which was a surprise to me because I live so far. So
Yeah.
it went really well. Everything was good. The teachers were on it. I didn't have any problems as far as like contacting them or anything like that.
I know you lived far. When you went back home, did you have to put everything in the storage, or did you drive across the country, or how'd that procedure go for you?
Me and my teammate got a storage, so
Okay.
that worked well. Then just took a plane back home.
Okay. I was picturing the cross country journey and.
Yeah, I took a cross country. Came here and we drove.
Okay. In a situation like that, do you you have a vehicle here? Do you put that into storage as well, or do you? How does that work?
No, my car is still back home. I don't plan on bringing it here.
Okay, no problem.
Too far.
No problem. I was just curious, when someone's from a greater distance like that. So.
Yeah.
How's your family doing, by the way?
They're doing well so far. No one's sick, so that's the best thing,
And before you left, how was the great state of California?
Oh, it was like how it is now. I mean, it's nice. I love it. But, everything's shut down because of COVID. So, and we have one of the biggest cases. So coming from, 600,000 into here where it's about 150,000. I mean, I think you guys are doing a lot better than we are. So.
Yeah, but, the numbers I think are a little greater in the Los Angeles area. But
yeah.
And it's kind of be an interesting question here. How was your summer? I know that you're probably a little limited in what you're able to do, but as you look back on now the past summer, how would you rate your summer?
It was very interesting. Actually got a job to start, and then our coach sent us like a summer workout plan, and it was interesting to try to figure out where to go, how to do things. Like some stuff was on the football field, some stuff was basketball court. So in LA, everything shut down. So it was hard, but eventually all worked out and everything went well. It wasn't easy, but it was possible. It was hard to fit everything, but it was fine.
You found a way, huh? Even when you with the spaces and the exercise you could do to stay within the workout plan and everything. You were working. Where'd you work?
I worked at Amazon.
And how did it go to Amazon?
Yeah, it was a different experience, but it was nice. They're a really good company. I'll work for them again.
I was gonna say, because Amazon, during the pandemic, they're really one of the companies that they were moving things around. So I'm sure that you were being busy all the time, but seeing how they treated you and whatnot. So
yeah, it was a nice treatment. They were fine. My coworkers were fun and stuff, so it went well overall.
And you mentioned things you were doing physically to keep up with Coach Spurgeon's workout programs. How about mentally? How did you get yourself mentally prepared for the season? Because I know that's always a transition, like when you go from the summer to the school year and getting yourself mentally ready to come back and play volleyball.
Yeah, well, she assigned us accountability partners, so I had an accountability partner to just stay focused. We send motivation back and forth, things like that. And then I actually emailed her a couple of times, I have no motivation. How am I going to get through this? How do you get through this? She was like, just play music, listen to your favorite artist, or find somewhere where you've never worked out before and, work out there to make it more fun. So those were the few things I used to get through it, push through it.
Excellent. Teammates lean on each other. That's the way it should be. That's the team concept, completely put into action. You mentioned, you're working. You mentioned that, workout plans. Was there any other hobbies or activities you kind of got into throughout the summer?
I started reading a lot. I'm not a big reader, but I started reading so like a couple of books that were more about spirituality. But I started reading, and I went to the beach a lot just to like clear my mind because I feel like I was
Definitely.
always inside when the beaches were open,
Yeah.
I went to the beach a lot, and it was a good, nice scenery. It was
Yeah,
nice.
for sure.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
seeing the waves crash, it's always very relaxing feeling and what. I totally understand.
yeah.
You said you did some reading. What was the best book or your most favorite book that you read this summer?
It's actually the one I'm reading. What is it called? Let me see. It's right here. Sorry, it's right here.
No problem.
Okay, here it goes. It's called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman.
Okay,
Sorry, I can't pronounce
no
his name.
problem.
But Thinking Fast and Slow, that was a psychology book. I'm a psychology major, so
Okay,
yeah, that was one of
excellent.
the books I read. I like that one. It was
Excellent.
very informational.
Is it, like making quick decisions, but, like making them, talk to us a little about the book.
Yeah, it was basically about making quick decisions and making them worthwhile and like explaining why certain things are, why you should think quickly and why you shouldn't in certain circumstances. Just breaking down like how you can become a better fast-paced thinker, or even how to slow down in certain instances and just get your mind in the right place, and explaining that everything is not just quick, like take time and relax to make everything situation easier, stuff like that.
Okay. I read a book over the summer as well. It was called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. And it's something similar where, like a lot of times the decisions that you make, like, in an instant whether it's, the right decision or not, but, like where you put thought into it because your values and everything else like that. But
Right. Yeah. That sounds good. What was that book? What was your book called?
it was called Blank by Malcolm Gladwell. So if
Okay.
you're looking for a second book, and I know that now you're back in school, probably have very
Yeah.
limited time, but that might be one that you could check out in the future.
Yeah, that sounds good. Blank.
So when you're making the decision, because I know that, as a collegiate athlete, you have a lot going on. You're making a decision whether to come back to campus. Walk me through that decision. Like, because I know that, there's some athletes that decide not to come back, and, like you decided to come back on the campus, and, what went into it?
Well, I think for me, it was just debating whether I was going to be safe or not, and were the things that Dillard put in place enough for me to feel like I was comfortable. Because like you said, a lot of student athletes did opt out, but our season is now, and I'm a senior, so
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, outweighing my options, and coach made me feel very comfortable about everything. I'm sure the team feels that way, but just making sure that everything was put in place for me to feel like I'm going to succeed academically first and then athletically as well. So
Excellent.
our season isn't even for sure right now, but
Yeah,
hopefully.
but you definitely are a very deep thinker, and I just wanted to kind of get your feedback on that. So
So I think that was my biggest thing personally.
how's it been to be back on campus?
It's weird. Honestly, it's so awkward. There's really not that many people here, or they are here and they're at home, or, maybe a lot of people are moved to Suno. So I live on campus.
Okay.
So I understand, it's just weird not seeing people's faces. Like,
that's
not
I
passing
think
by and seeing certain.
I think what we should do is, like, we need to start putting pictures on people's masks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will lead to the connection factor a little bit more. So
Yeah, I agree. That sounds cool.
So I'll bring that up at the next meeting. That we just need to have little pictures on everyone's mask, so who they can't see their full face. So let's see. With the school year starting, obviously your classes have started. So is there a class in particular you're looking forward to this year?
Let's see. I'm looking forward to about 2 classes, I would say. The first one is analytical. Wait, give me a second. It's analytical and measurements. I have all psychology classes and a Spanish class. Okay. And wait, I have to think about that one. Let's skip that one.
Okay, no problem. We can skip that one. Let's say, obviously, we're still in that social distancing phase, and there's things you couldn't do over the summer that you wanted to do. So say once we have a vaccine, we're no longer social distancing, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Well, I'm gonna be here. Oh, I don't know. If I'm at home, I want to go to Disneyland. But
Okay.
if I'm here, then I'll probably go to the movies or something.
Okay. Great answers.
Yeah, something simple for here, but out there for some fun.
Hey, great answer. How long and when did you first start participating in the sport of volleyball?
I started playing volleyball my sophomore year of high school, so I'm late compared to a lot of people, and so I guess that that's when I started playing sophomore year.
What when did you become interested in the sport, or did something spark your interest, or was it what led you to the sport? Like, did you play that sport growing up, or?
I did a lot of dance. I was a professional dance and cheer.
Really?
So I did that. But then once I got in middle school, I was like, let's find something new. So my mom really inspired me. She was like, volleyball sounds fun and stuff like that. So I went to try out, talk to my coaches, and just how it went. It was kind of funny because I had one of my coaches were my teacher. So I didn't even know that. But she was always talking about how, like, you should play volleyball. You're so tall and stuff like that. So, the tall thing came through. Like, you should play basketball. You should do track. I'm like, whoo. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it became an open market with, all the coaches trying to get you to play their sport, huh?
Exactly. That's how it went. So I was just like, oh. So that's how it went.
So you mentioned that you were a dancer growing up. Did you participate in competitions around the United States, or mostly in the Los Angeles area? Or
it was the United States. We went to a couple places. Went to Nevada. Went to Texas. We've been to the upper part of California, like Sacramento. We've been to where else did we go? We went to Connecticut one time, which is weird.
Really?
That's not really a popular place.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hopefully, you went during the summer.
Yeah, we went to Florida. We went to a few places.
Excellent. So that's definitely some great information. I had no idea. So
yeah, I know that's awkward, huh?
No, it's awesome because I like doing this series because I get to know about the student athletes' lives, and away from their chosen sport or away from the sport they came to college, or their lives away from the school, which I think makes for fascinating interviews. So
yeah, I agree.
I'll tell you, how did you choose to attend Dillard?
So I had already wanted to go to HBCU, but I didn't know which HBCU I wanted to go to. And then I narrowed it down to where I wanted to be. So New Orleans was a place I've always wanted to go. I went to visit. It seems really nice, But other than that, volleyball coach, the last coach, she had emailed me first, and she was telling me like, "Oh, I met your coach at your JC, and you seem good. I seen your tape, your film, and I would like to offer you a scholarship." So after that, it was kind of like I was just chosen. I was kind of just walked into Dillard. It kind of just happened. But after looking at the school, it looked good. It was clean. It was big to me on pictures and stuff. And then it's funny, when I got here, I was like, oh, this is small.
Yeah. So the photographer did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a good job.
The island presence was very strong on Dillard's part.
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, wow, okay. But it works. I like the smallness of it.
Exactly.
I like it.
So you after you saw the pictures, you got on campus, you made an adjustment, but it turned out to be the right decision for you. So the right decision. So
yeah. I don't even know. I would never go to a big school now. I'm like, no, I want to go to a small school.
Awesome. So what's your favorite part about being at Dillard and also being part of the volleyball program?
My favorite part about being at Dillard would be the volleyball program, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that does make sense.
Because I just love to play volleyball. But my favorite part of being a part of our team is, we are very filled with personality. All of us have our own different personalities. Like, we're not the same in uniform by any way. So we're all different. So it's just cool, like, learning different things, different people, learning stuff about people who are not from the same place that I'm from, of course, and just like getting to know people. It's fun. And the new people too, like this year, I've learned a lot already with our social distancing thing that we did the other day. about different people, and I can see like we're all so different in so many ways, and it's cool how we get together and we still play volleyball. Like,
Yeah. Excellent.
so that's cool.
I heard about the social distancing activity. I thought that was fantastic. What
Yeah.
Virgin did, because obviously you guys aren't allowed to practice quite yet, but you still, team bonding is very important, especially during the time that we're in right now. So I thought that was a great activity, and I enjoyed just doing a quick walk around as I took pictures of you guys, safely social distancing and getting it to know each other. So
yeah, it was nice.
You strike me as a very mature person, but obviously you probably have matured, since you've got on campus. So as you look inward, what are some changes you've seen yourself since you arrived on campus?
Oh, wow. I think I've changed a lot since I've been here, mostly because I'm without my family. So I have to think completely for myself. There's help. Your family's always there. My family's always there. But it's like, there's independent things that I have to learn to do by myself that just I wouldn't have been able to do if I was in state, or not as quickly. And so I think that has made me mature, made me become an open thinker. And of course, with COVID going around, I had to sit down and really like put a purpose on everything I do. Like, what is the purpose of me going to Dillard? What is the purpose of me playing volleyball? Stuff like that. So I think overall, like, just leaving from my original state, like, I've grown so much just from that. It's not even just the classes I've taken, but just from moving. So I think that's crazy. But
there's a certain level of, you grow up as you're in college, and you're influenced by people you interact with, and just, that's obviously that's expected. So we'll get into a couple easier ones, because that's kind of a deeper question. Do you have a favorite actor or actress?
No.
Okay. How about,
I'm really not good with favorites, so I'm just gonna let you know. I like everything, so I'll be
okay. You like everything? If you could watch a movie, then like if there's a movie on TV, what movie would you like to watch right now?
I would like to watch a comedy movie. It has to be something like Friday, or like it has to be something funny. I like funny movies, light spirited.
Excellent. Light spirit is always good. And I know you said you're not good with favorites, but I'll ask you one more favorite question. Do you have a favorite athlete, either now or growing up?
No.
Okay, no problem.
Athlete.
But in your opinion, what has been your best class you've had at Dillard, or the class that you enjoyed the most?
I think sociology. My sociology professor, that class was fun because it was a lot of work, but I learned a lot. And it was fun because when you were in class, we talked a lot, but when we were out of class, we did a lot of work. So we did most of our work out of class. So I think that's what made it fun. Like, we got to discuss what we learned in class and like look at different people's opinions on things while looking at PowerPoints and stuff. But out of class is where you really did your work. And I like classes like that mostly, period, which a lot of people don't, but for some reason I like it that way, so I can understand what other people think and like really soak in the information. And then when I go home, I just do the work.
That makes sense. You like to experience like what other people have to say and just take it all in. I can understand that. Let's see, you said that you currently still live on campus, so what's your favorite meal on campus?
Friday. Everybody likes Fridays. The macaroni and cheese. I love the macaroni and cheese.
Okay, macaroni and cheese. Is that your favorite meal? I mean, like, just overall, if whether you're at home or here, is macaroni and cheese your favorite meal?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I snuck a favorite in there for you. So
yeah, you did. You got one out of me. That's funny.
Let's see. And this is going to be, you can name as many as you want, but who is the funniest teammates that you have?
Oh my gosh. I think the funniest one I have is probably Brooke. She's hilarious. But I also think Chloe is funny. I think all of my teammates are funny, but in their own way. But I think the funniest one would be Brooke, which was my accountability partner. Maybe that's why, because I know so much about her now. But she's hilarious. So I'll go Brooke.
Okay. That's a good answer. Now, this is going to be a little bit more of a difficult one, and you might have to give some thought to it. Like, if you're having a dinner, you can invite any historical figures you want to there. Who would be at your dinner?
That's a good one. Hold on, let me think a little bit.
Okay. We can come back to that one if you want.
Okay, we can come back.
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
I do want to answer that one though. That's
Oh,
a good
definitely. So, you told us that, you were, grew up as a dancer, so that was one of your talents. Is there any more hidden talents that you have that, that you want to talk to us about?
My hidden talents. No, I don't think so. I'm actually
Okay.
trying to figure out what I'm going to do for our talent show on Sunday.
Okay. Or is there a fun fact about you?
Fun fact, I can surf. That's
Really? You can surf?
Yeah.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
What is your pre-match ritual? Before every match, is there certain things you have to do, certain meals you have to have, that sort of thing?
There's no certain meal, but like this is my picture of me and my dad. My dad passed away like 6 months ago before I came here. So I like always touch it, I always talk to it, and then I just go out. And then we touch the top of the door, and then that's it. And game ready. That's
a great sentimental, thing. It's very impressive. I'm very impressed. It moves.
Yeah.
It's excellent. And obviously, you're still in school, so like when you're working, you can work over the summer, but you can't work like year round. So say you're in the workforce, what's the first thing you're going to either spend or save your paycheck towards?
I save my money for clothes. I spend my money on clothes, but I would say I spend my money more on clothes and food. Those are the two things that I'm just like, I can't live without. But then I also save my money for clothes and school. School is one of them too, though. But you can only save so much.
Yeah. Say you're gonna get inducted to the Hall of Fame, whether it's Dillard Hall of Fame, your work Hall of Fame, your high school Hall of Fame. Who would you thank in your Hall of Fame speech?
I would thank my mom. I would thank my first coach, volleyball, because you were the one who introduced me into it. And so, yeah, I would thank my mom because she's been there. Even though she's not sports inclined, she's did everything that has led me to where I have to go, whether that's preparing me for school, to get into the school, or preparing me to go to tournaments every weekend, like running around.
Oh, yeah.
All these different places. So, yeah, I would thank my mom. That would be my first one.
I think that, parents are very underrated for everything they do. They want to support their kids, but all the driving around, going to tournaments on the weekends, everything else like that, ensure that, the snacks are packed and all the rest of that. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Do you play any instruments? Or did you ever play?
I can play the piano lightly, a beginner grade piano player.
Excellent, excellent. I've talked to a couple different athletes, and many of them play the piano, and I'm always impressed because obviously I don't play an instrument.
Yeah, I'm like beginner piano player.
But still, it's still impressive.
Yeah.
What was your first ever job?
I worked at Big Five. That was my first job. That's a sports place. Sports
place. Okay, excellent.
Sports department. It's like Dick's Sporting Goods. Same
thing.
All
right. Good. And you mentioned, that you saw a lot of different parts of the country, growing up. Is there any place that you've always wanted to see that you haven't seen, but you plan on seeing in the future?
A part of our country?
Yeah, part of our country, or it can be overseas, or, is there, like a place you've always wanted to see?
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to see, I always wanted to see New York. I think that's the beautifulest place ever because of all the lights. And like, I'm from the city, so I'm like, I want to see like that city that's better than mine. Like, wow, that sounds beautiful. And the snow and everything, that sounds great. But I also would like to see Africa. I want to go to West Africa because I just want to see what the culture is. How do we, the history behind it. I feel like you don't know you don't really know what goes on in a place until you go there or until you know someone from there. So I would love to go there. Like, I would love to go there. That's like one of my first places I want to go when I go out there.
They're both wonderful answers. It's very impressive. So
yeah.
When you talk about your hometown, you brag on your hometown, what is the first thing that you tell? I know you're from a big city, Los Angeles, but when you're bragging about your hometown to other people, like, oh, you have to see Los Angeles. What is the first couple things you brag on about it?
First thing is the weather. Amazing. 5 stars, 5-star weather. Especially me coming to New Orleans, I'm like, oh, the weather there is impeccable. That's the first thing. The second thing is the beach, amazing, nice beaches. It's so you can do so many things on the beach and around the beach that it's cool, like so nice. And then the third thing I think would be just like the city life. Like how many things can you do in California that you can't do anywhere else just because of where it is? Like it's amazing. People there are fun. I love it. I love it so much. I brag so much. You guys, my teammates. I brag so much.
It's
Because they're all from Texas, so I got to stand my ground.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like, especially when you're outnumbered, you have to.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense to me. I'm all for that. I'm in your corner. I've only flown through the Los Angeles airport in my life, but
yeah, you have to visit. It's beautiful.
yeah, you know, I was with another team and we were playing in Palm Springs and we made a mad dash to get to the Los Angeles airport, and so that was an experience with the airport. I know there's so much more to the city than the airport.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine when you were like, even Palm Springs is nice though. Palm Springs is beautiful too.
Yeah, but it was nice. I enjoyed our trip there. And the thing is that we were playing a softball tournament. It was like we had to like change and get to the airport because I think it was like an hour and a half from when our game ended, when our plane was supposed to leave. So
oh wow,
it was like a mad dash through the airport.
Yeah, really mad. Y'all was gone.
Oh, definitely. What's one thing that people often misunderstand about you?
I think the way I communicate, I would say, because I feel like, especially, are you talking about on the court or are you talking about period?
Oh, just in general, like, you know, like if people really maybe don't get a chance to know you, that, you know, they might misunderstand about you just from maybe just like the basic interactions or the basic conversation with you. They really, people don't know you, maybe don't know you as well.
Yeah, I think it would be like, I don't know, honestly. What would they misunderstand about me? Because I feel like in different climates, I act different ways. So if I was in school, they're probably going to think I'm quiet, like if I was in class. But me on the court, they're going to be like, oh, you're not quiet. And then, you know, you around your friends will be a different case. Like, you're this way. So I wouldn't know what to say, honestly.
Okay, no problem. That makes sense to me. I mean, you know, like different parts of you are displayed at different parts of your life. So I totally.
Yeah. So maybe that's what they're misunderstanding me. Who is she really?
Yeah, like, you're a very complicated person. So.
Yeah, maybe that's what. Maybe that's.
Who's the person that inspires you the most in your life?
I feel like my mom inspires me the most because she works hard. She's a hardworking mom. She works hard. Even in her job, like I noticed that she always wants to be the best. Like, and I think that's where I get that from too. But in her job, she's always working to be like, have the best things. She's a special ed teacher. So she's always working to like build them the best she can be. Even that's just like their, you know, wherever they are comfortable with, like build them to act a certain way, to be a certain way, to be at their best. And I think that's what she put into me as well. Like always be at your best, always top what you can do. There's always, you know, you can always become better. Be happy where you are, but you can always become better. So I think my mom inspires me the most in that case.
That's an incredible inspirational message as well. So, you know, thank you for that. What's something that you could not live without?
My hydro flask. I can't live without. I have like 4. I can't live without it. I can't. It keeps my water cold and hot too. But I know that's so small, but I really couldn't live without it.
No, I mean, that's very important. So, yeah.
I couldn't live without it. I go everywhere with it, everywhere.
We'll go back to, you know, your dinner. If you could have any historical figures at your dinner, who would you like to have at your dinner?
I'm going to say Michelle Obama.
Okay, excellent.
And the reason why I say her is because she is more than what you see. So I say that because a lot of people I notice that are in professional figures, they do their job and they are what they are, but she's so much more. And she presents that to people like, I am more than just the wife of President Obama or the first lady of President Obama. I am Michelle Obama, and I hold my own significance in my own life. And with her documentary, I was just watching it like maybe 2 months ago, and she really inspires me to just be more than your business, whatever you do business. Like, be a good person, genuinely. Be a good person. It's not just about how far you get, how successful you are in terms business-wise. Like, be a better person. I would love to talk to her because I'm pretty sure she would inspire me some more, give me some motivation to, you know.
For sure. Did you have a chance to read her book yet?
No, I haven't, but I actually met her in person before too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. She's so, oh my gosh, she's so nice. I was surprised about that too. She's really incredibly nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen the documentary on there on Netflix, but I read her book, and her book was amazing. You know, like, you know, I'm originally from the Chicagoland area, so she was talking about, you know, growing up in the Chicagoland area. I definitely related to it, but you know, she's such an inspirational person. So I am all on board with, you know, having dinner and meeting with Michelle Obama. So
yeah, me too.
My last question for you, and then you can be off the hot seat, is you said you're a psychology major. What would you like to do once you graduate from Dillard? Do you want to go to graduate school? What's the next step for you? And I'm going to get my master's in psychology, in one of the fields of psychology. I want to eventually become a school psychologist, and you know, eventually I have to start as like in elementary schools and then middle school and high school, stuff like that. But I eventually want to become a university like psychologist and help people that are in my case, like that feel like overwhelmed sometime, or even like, you know, deeper issues like that. But I would love to just inspire people that this is not the end. Like, you have so much more to be here for, to work for. Like I say, you're more than just what you're doing now. You're more than just school. You are a person, and you have a personality, and you can help people, things like that too. So that's the reason why I would like to be a school psychologist. Wow. Again, you were impressive, and I have thoroughly enjoyed their interview. I thank you for taking the time. I know that, you know, now that school's back in session and you've got volleyball to balance, so I appreciate you taking the opportunity to be on our, you know, Blue Devils on campus series.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
No problem. You did